You're scrolling through TikTok at 2 a.m. A 15-second clip plays. A song you've never heard before loops in your brain like a parasite. By morning, you can't stop humming it. By next week, it's #1 on Spotify. Welcome to the new music industry, where a teenager in Nebraska has more power than a record label executive. And where the entire publishing world just realized they've been playing a game whose rules changed 3 years ago. Let me tell you about the night everything broke. It's March 2020. The world is locking down. And in her bedroom in Los Angeles, a 19-year-old girl named Olivia Rodrigo records a song called "Driver's License" on her phone. She posts a clip on TikTok. Within hours, millions of people are filming themselves crying in their cars, sobbing into their steering wheels, creating what the internet would call the saddest commute ever. The song hasn't even been officially released yet. But here's the thing that should terrify every music executive. It doesn't matter. By the time "Driver's License" drops on streaming platforms, it's already the biggest song in the world. TikTok decided. Not radio, not record labels, not even Spotify's algorithm. A bunch of kids pointing their phones at themselves while driving. This wasn't supposed to be possible. For 70 years, the music industry ran on a simple formula. Labels discovered talent, radio stations played songs, people bought albums. It was a pipeline, controlled, predictable, profitable. Then TikTok appears in 2018, and suddenly that 70-year-old machine is scrap metal, because TikTok did something genuinely revolutionary. It didn't just give people a new way to discover music, it turned every single user into a music promoter. Every video becomes an advertisement, every trend becomes a marketing campaign, and nobody's getting paid for it except TikTok. Here's where it gets wild. Remember "Dreams" by Fleetwood Mac? A song from 1977? A guy named Nathan Apodaca is skateboarding to work in Idaho Falls. His car broke down. He's drinking cranberry juice straight from the bottle, vibing to Fleetwood Mac on his phone, and he films the whole thing. 26 seconds. That's it. The video goes viral. "Dreams" re-enters the charts 43 years after its release. Fleetwood Mac themselves are stunned. Mick Fleetwood joins TikTok just to recreate the video. A song older than most TikTok users becomes a global phenomenon again because of cranberry juice and a longboard. The industry realizes something terrifying. They're no longer in control. But music was just the beginning. The publishing world, they didn't see the freight train coming until it had already run them over. BookTok emerges in 2020, and suddenly a community of readers is moving more units than Oprah's book club ever did. A fantasy novel called A Court of Thorns and Roses was published in 2015. Modest sales, respectable, nothing spectacular. Then BookTok discovers it in 2020. 5 years after publication, the book becomes a sensation. The entire series sells millions of new copies. Publishers are scrambling, trying to understand what's happening. Bookstores create entire sections called "TikTok Made Me Buy It." These aren't suggestions. They're bestseller lists curated by teenagers. And here's the beautiful irony. The books TikTok chooses aren't the ones publishers spent millions marketing. They're weird, emotional, often self-published books that traditional gatekeepers ignored. Colleen Hoover was writing romance novels in relative obscurity for years. Then BookTok finds her. In 2022, she has 6 books in the top 10 bestsellers list simultaneously. 6. Publishers are signing authors based solely on their TikTok following now, the whole system inverted. If you're shocked by how much power moved from boardrooms to bedrooms in just 5 years, smash that like button and subscribe, because this story gets even stranger. The music labels tried to fight back. They really did. In 2023, Universal Music Group pulled their entire catalog from TikTok during a licensing dispute. Every Taylor Swift song gone, every Drake track deleted. The label thought they had leverage. They were wrong. Know what happened? People just used unauthorized clips anyway. They found remixes, covers, sped-up versions. The content kept flowing. Universal blinked first. They came crawling back 3 months later. TikTok had proven something crucial. They needed the music less than the music needed them. But here's the twist nobody talks about. TikTok isn't making artists rich. They're making them famous. There's a difference. A viral TikTok sound might generate billions of views, but the artist makes pennies, literally pennies. The real money comes after streaming, concerts, merchandise. TikTok is the world's biggest unpaid radio station, and musicians have no choice but to participate because if you're not on TikTok, you don't exist. It's the new payola, except instead of bribing DJs, you're begging teenagers to use your sound. And the algorithm, it's brutal. It doesn't care about your talent or your record deal. It cares about engagement. So artists are reverse engineering their songs now. They write the 15-second hook first, the part that sounds good on TikTok, then build the rest of the song around it. Music is being composed backwards. The industry calls it TikTokification. Critics call it the death of artistry, but it's happening whether anyone likes it or not. The publishing world faces the same dilemma. Authors are writing books with TikTok in mind, shorter chapters for bite-sized content, emotional gut punches in the first 50 pages because that's what gets filmed, tropes that perform well in trending sounds, enemies to lovers, found family, morally gray characters. BookTok doesn't just promote books anymore. It shapes what gets written. Here's something most people miss. TikTok's real genius isn't the algorithm. It's that they convinced an entire generation to work for free. Every video using a trending sound is unpaid marketing. Every book recommendation is unpaid publicity. Millions of people creating billions of hours of content, and TikTok captures all the value. The music industry and publishers aren't adapting to TikTok. They're being absorbed by it. And the craziest part? Nobody knows if this is sustainable. TikTok might get banned. The algorithm might change tomorrow. A new platform could emerge next month. The entire infrastructure of modern music and publishing is built on sand, on the whims of an app that's only 7 years old, controlled by a company most people don't trust. But the transformation is already permanent. Even if TikTok disappeared tomorrow, we're never going back to the old system. The gatekeepers lost, the audience won, and nobody's quite sure what happens next. That 15-second clip you scrolled past this morning, it might be the next cultural phenomenon, or it might vanish into the void. The only certainty is this: the suits in the boardrooms aren't deciding anymore. You are. Every view, every share, every song you loop at 2 a.m. is a vote, and collectively those votes are writing the future of entertainment. The silent revolution already happened. Most people just haven't realized it yet.